Good morning to you all, my dear students. Today, we'll discuss about the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Going one by one, risk factors of vector-borne diseases and outbreaks, and vision for the NVVDCP, that is the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, vision, and as per MDZ also, goal 6 and target 6, and objectives and targets, indicators, strategies, and mainly major strategy. There are certain levels are there. To these levels, the NVVDCP will be implemented, primary, secondary, tertiary. And environmental management, monitoring and evaluation, collaboration, National Institute of Malaria Research, NIMAR, and medical communities. Intersectoral convergence. So it will be converted with other things like diagnosis, prompt treatment, and integrated vector control, and so on and so forth. And BCC, disease, behavioral change, communication. These are the activities for social mobilization of the people, of the population, or the NMEP, or NVVDC control program. And what is the epidemiology of malaria, mode of transmission, vectors of malaria, clinical manifestations, both typical and atypical, symptoms of severe and complicated malaria, children, diagnosis, history of malaria control of India. And initially, both companies were established, later National Malaria Control Program, then National Malaria Eradication Program, afterwards, including rural and urban malaria schemes, and later modified plan of operation. This consists of both the rural and also urban. And this modified plan of operation based on the API, annual positive incidence, 2 and more than 2, API less than 2. On this basis, it was implemented. And malaria action program also there. In problem areas, what are the problem areas? Hardcore areas like flood, epidemic prone areas, project areas, and 4 phases like CAT 3, CAT 2, CAT 1, and CAT 0. So these are the categories. Categories 3, Category 2, Category 1, and Category 0 under the National Malaria Eradication Program. It will be discussed. Triple insecticide resistant areas. So there are certain insecticides are there. The 3 like DDT and also rape, pyrethrine, and certain insecticide resistant areas. For that, and those are effective insecticides that will be produced. Urban areas, urban problems are there. Then revised control strategy under the malaria action program. Enhanced malaria control project, that is EMCP. And what are the objectives of this? And what are the strategies? And what are the components of EMCP? Then later, National Framework for Malaria Elimination in India, 2016 to 2030. And this is the starting of the NVVDCP, the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. So, framework for malaria elimination, vision, mission, goals, objectives, strategy approaches, milestones, and targets. There are certain milestones also there, and each year there is a target is there. And what are the risk factors for the vector-borne disease outbreaks? One is urban population increasing, and water supply is decreasing. Water storage traditionally, not technically, and garbage collection is very poor. Lifestyles are changing. Use of water coolers not using mosquito and a lot of tourism. In rapid transportation, lack of surveillance of clinical cases. So surveillance should be there, ongoing recording and reporting. Lack of laboratory facilities for diagnosis. Then milestones and targets. What are the milestones? 2016, 2020, and 2014. On the basis of 2014, there are certain categories. So by the end of 2016, under NFW MEP, that is the National Framework for Malaria Eradication Program. Eliminate program. Elimination is the only locally. Eradication is the globally. By the year 2020, Cat 1, that is category 1, is called as elimination phase. 15 states enter into this phase. What is this phase? Intervention is the interrupted malaria transmission. And achieved 0 cases and deaths in completely interrupted malaria transmission. So this is the elimination phase. Then pre-elimination phase is category 2. 11 states under this, and the Union Territories also in the pre-elimination phase in 2014, so that it can enter into Cat 1, that is category 1. So category 2 should enter into category 1. Category 1 there should not be any malaria transmission, and no cases, no deaths, 0 cases and 0 deaths. Category 3, only 5 states and union territories are there in this category 3 phase. It's called as intensified control phase. In 2014, you enter into Cat 2 phase. So from Cat 3 to Cat 2 phase. Cat 3 is called as ICP, intensified control phase. There are 5 states in union territories in 2014 to reduce the disease burden. So this is the to reduce the disease burden, category 3. So then the last one is the estimated malaria burden at national level to be reduced by 15 to 20% as compared to 2014. Milestones and targets. Year-wise, from 2016, 2020, 2022, 2024, 27, 2030. Already in 2016, the Act is there, National Framework for Malaria Eradication Program. 2020, 15 states or union territories interrupted malaria transmission, 0 cases and 0 deaths. And also focus on high endemic areas in tribal population. Special strategy for EV means Plasmodium vivax elimination. Districts are the units of planning and implementation, specify the primary health centers and sub-centers in their areas with population. 5 strategies. So each district is divided into 5 strategies as per the PHC and sub-center populations. By the year 2022, there are certain targets are there. All 26 states and union territories that were under Cat 1 and 2 in 22 to interrupt malaria transmission and achieve 0 indigenous cases and deaths due to malaria. 5 states in union territories under Cat 3, that is the intensified phase, control phase. In 2014, we went into Cat 1. So this is the target. So this is the ICP to EP elimination phase. Then under Cat 3, 5 states and territories in 2014 went into Cat 2 phase. So Cat 1 phase, Cat 2 phase from Cat 3. And national level reduced to 30 to 35% of malaria burden compared to 2014. So for 2022, 30 to 35% reduction should be there. Then by the year 2024, all states and union territories to reduce API less than 1 case per 1,000 population at risk deaths due to malaria. So API less than 1 case per 1,000 population and also population at risk deaths due to malaria. Establish fully functional malaria surveillance to track, investigate, and respond to each category or each case. To interrupt transmission of malaria with zero indigenous cases and deaths attained 3 states and union territories. Though only 3 states and union territories they record the IMT, that is the interrupted malaria transmission in zero indigenous cases and 0 deaths. 3 states and union territories from intensified control phase under CAT 3 2014 to into elimination phase, that is the second phase. Elimination phase is the second phase. By the year 2027, indigenous transmission of malaria interruption and the country to have no indigenous case and no deaths due to malaria. So by 2027, no case, no death. By the year 2030, the entire country will sustain status of 0. So it has to maintain the 0 status of cases and deaths due to malaria for 3 consecutive years, continuously 3 years, past 3 years. And India initiate process for certification of malaria elimination status. So it has to make a certification to World Health Organization to get the certification of malaria elimination status. Now, classification of states and union territories for malaria elimination in India. How it is classified as category status for elimination. CAT 0, CAT 1, CAT 2, CAT 3. So CAT 0, prevention of re-establishment of phase. So it should be stopped. It should not be established again for elimination. That means some cases are there, some deaths are there. So states and various states in India and also union territories in India with 0 indigenous cases of malaria. Currently, no state in union, no union territory under this CAT 0. CAT 1, elimination phase, states and union territories with all the districts reporting API less than 1. 15 states are there, of course. Look, API is less than 1 is a very good action. And CAT 2, pre-elimination phase, states and union territories with API less than 1 and some districts API more than or equal to 1, 11 states. So less than 1 and some states are there equal to 1 or more than 1. This is the pre-elimination phase. Then elimination phase is all districts less than 1. CAT 3 is intensified control phase, states, union territories with API more than or equal to 1. There are 10 states and union territories in India. What is the organization? Already we have discussed about the categories. Now, organization. Regional Office for Health and Welfare, Family Welfare is under the DGHS, Director General of Health Services, and Minister of Health and Family Welfare in 19 states. And critical role in monitoring the activities under NVVDCP, that is National Vector-Borne Diseases Control Program. By malaria control staff, states plan and implement malaria control operations. Every state has Vector-Borne Disease Control Division under Department of Health and Family Welfare, headed by SPO, that means State Program Officer. He has to supervise, guide and implement of this program and coordinates the activities. So all this are the duties of the SPO. Coming to the states, responsible for procurement of certain insecticide for IRS. That means indoor residual spray IRS. Indoor residual spray equipment and anti-malarial drugs. Central government supplies DDT and larvicides. State Vector-Borne Disease Control Society and civil society provide nurturing to single state level health. So all state vector-borne disease control societies and civil societies and private all together as a single state level health. When centrally sponsored, the central government will sponsor the state vector-borne disease control. State VBDCP also care district level planning, monitor program activities. At the divisional level, zonal officers will be there. They have to make technical administrative responsibilities in these areas, and also senior regional officers. So they will be the responsible zonal officers, like senior divisional officers. Then at the district level, chief medical officer and district health officer are all responsible for the program. District medical officer at the district level, and officers will be there, and district BBDC officers will be there for the offices to assist the CHO and rapid district key unit for monitoring and planning. District key unit. And so district is the key unit for monitoring and planning. DMO. DMO officers by the BBDC officers. They will be heading to assist the CMO and DHO. There is one assistant malaria officer, 2 malaria inspectors. Spray operations, direct responsibility of the DMO, DVPDC officer in district and the overall responsibility of CMO. In collaborative, supervised by the medical officers, monitored by BHC medical officers. So collaboratively, the medical officers will be working along with the DMO and the DVD officers for spray operations. In many districts, DVPDC is matched with DHS, that is the district health societies under NRHM, National Rural Health Mission, to assist management of planning, funds, monitoring, program activities. PSC is more responsible for surveillance, lab services, and spray supervision PSC. Then coming to the front level workers, that is called as multi-purpose workers, auxiliary nurse, midwife, ANM, and CHG. That is the community health volunteers. How is that they will look after the outreach services. Drug distribution centers, fever treatment depots, DDC and FTD, and malaria clinics at some subcenters. And DDC to dispense the anti-malaria drugs as per the NME schedule. So DDC responsibility is just to dispense the malaria drugs. FTD to collect the blood slides plus distribution of anti-malarial tablets by MPW Ashas and CHO. So DDC just they will dispense the drugs. FTD they will collect the blood slides and also dispense the malarial tablets, anti-malarial tablets. Coming to the urban malaria scheme 1971. To reduce or interrupt the malaria transmission in towns and cities. What is the methodology? Methodology is vector control by intensive anti-malaria management and drug treatment. So, drug and also anti-malarial management. There is the vector and also parasite. Total cases of malaria in the urban, it is 7.4% of all the country. Total deaths due to malaria of urban is 10.9% of all the total cases of India. National Framework for Malaria Elimination in India, NMEP. So, NMEP, if you ask, you have to write down all these things. What is NMEP? Under National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. So, NMEP goal is rapid detection of transmission of areas with high malaria incidence. Objectives. And then interruption of malaria transmission in areas with high malaria incidence, interruption of malaria in low transmission areas, prevention of establishment of malaria in areas where transmission is interrupted. So, you should prevent the malaria areas. So, to re-establish again. And planning phase. So, what are the broad strategies of NMEP? Number one strategy is early diagnosis or early case diagnosis and rapid treatment. Then case-based surveillance and rapid response. Second one. Third one is insect vector management. Under this, IRS, LLM, ITMS, LSM. Insect vector management consists of indoor residential spray, long-lasting insecticidal nets and insecticide treated bed nets. Nets will be there, bed nets will be there. They are all treated by insecticide. Then LSM, larval source management. So larval source management is wherever the larva is there, the source should be reduced. Then EPNER, epidemic preparedness with early response. This is another strategy. And monitoring and evaluation, then advocacy, coordination, partnership. So advocate. So whether it is which is good, which is wrong, which is the good method, which is the good medicine, which is the good diagnostic, like that. Then coordinate with various levels partnership from with government, private, and NGOs. BCC and CM, community mobilization, program planning and management. So there are certain milestones also already discussed about those things. And key interventions for each category of states, category 3, 2, 1, 0, intensified control phase states in the union territories, states and union territories with API more than or equal to 1. So 3 is API more than 1 or equal to 1. Category 2 is less than 1 or some districts may be equal to or more than 1. Category 1, elimination phase. So intensified control phase, re-elimination phase, elimination phase, category 1. States and union territories with API less than 1, with their districts reporting API less than 1. So here, category 1, both states, union territories, and districts, they report less than 1 API. That is annual parasite incidence. Category 0, prevention of re-establishment phase. So there should not be any malaria area, any malaria focus, any transmission, any case, any death. Disease management and preventive approaches and tools. So this is another category 3. This is the main aspect. Significant reduction in incidence and prevalence of malaria and deaths. So both morbidity, both mortality should be reduced significantly. That is the aim. Under this, screening of fever cases and suspect of malaria cases should be treated. Classification of areas as per local malaria epidemiology, grading of areas as per risk of malaria transmission, followed by implementation of tailored intervention. So for every problem, there is an intervention. Then strengthening of intersectoral collaboration for high-risk group. Which is the high-risk group? Tribal population, or to which area population? So these are the difficult areas. One-stop center in mobile clinics for on fixed days, especially in the tribal and conflicted areas, to provide malaria diagnosis and treatment and community awareness by agencies and service providers. Timely referral and treatment of severe malaria cases so that it should not go into complications. Complications may result in deaths and also other disabilities. So it should be decreased, mortality should be decreased. Strengthen district and district hospitals in malaria endemic areas as per Indian Public Health Services, health standards, IPHS, with facilities for management of severe malaria cases. So facility should be there. It is complicated and severe. And supply chain management system is there for drugs, reagents, slides, and also other equipment, microscopes, and also other necessary things. Maintain surveillance by diagnostic measure. All primary health centers and above this healthcare facility in HRA, high risk areas with microscopy, facilities, RDTs, rapid diagnostic test kits, and also emergency use, injectable artemisinin derivative for treatment of severe cases. So chloroquine is of no use for severe cases, but only artemisinin derivative for treatment. Category 2, pre-elimination phase. So number 1, this category 3 is the intensified phase, and pre-elimination phase states category 2. API is less than 1, but some of the district reporting API is more than 1. Areas entering pre-elimination phase close to this. So these are the areas to be looked after, close to the API. To set up elimination intervention and elimination surveillance system, API should be less than 1 case per 1,000 population, the risk of population per year. The planning and management based EPID, that is the early prevention and identification tests and malaria and classification of each malaria case and focus area. Category 1, elimination phase. States and union territories with less than 1, all the districts also reporting API less than 1. So these are the criteria. To interrupt local transmission in all active focused malaria areas. And it is mandatory of notification of each case of malaria from the private sector and government organizations also. Adequate case-based surveillance and complete case management is necessary. And foci of malaria cases, investigation and classification. Any focus is there, any area of the case investigated and classified. Total coverage of active foci, but effective control measures. So effective control measures should be there for coverage of active foci. Then EDNTC, early diagnosis and treatment of all cases by means of ACD, active case diagnosis, or PCD, passive case diagnosis, to prevent onward transmission. State and national level NMEP database established, made operational. So database should be there at the state level, national level. Implementation of interventions, implementation of interventions for effective screening and management and planning of malaria among people with mobile and migrant population. So those who are mobile and migrant population, there should be effective screening and implementation of interventions. Establishment of an effective epidemic forecasting and response system. There should be a system for this. If there is an epidemic, it should be effective in forecasting. Quality assurance of medicines and diagnostics. National reference laboratories for 2 functions, especially all positive. Of course, whatever the positive cases there, it should be notified. Fixed percentage of negative. All negative, we don't need every 10 or 20% of slides different for confirmation of diagnostics and cross-checking. Cross-checking all positive and negative only certain percentage. After elimination in each state and union territory, 100% of cases noticed to this lab. This lab means National Reference Lab for Diagnosis, cross-checking. Lab confirming all positive cases. So all positive cases should be lab confirmed to state and union territory through either SMS, email, or telephone with information on name, gender, address, district, date, and type of each positive case of malaria for national level database. Training. Training of master trainers and accreditation, certification of microscopes as per IPHS, Indian Public Health Standards. Foci to be investigated for all suspected cases. Malaria screen for malaria and household members, neighbors, school children, workplace, colleagues, and relatives also be investigated. Surveillance of social groups, migrant population near industries, covered under surveillance operations. So, whichever area, whichever population is covered, they should be covered for surveillance of social groups. Category 0, prevention of re-establishment phase. So PRP, within an area maybe state, maybe district, within state, if achieve malaria elimination, the specific objectives are there for the within state. Direct any reintroduced case of malaria, detect. Detected cases to be notified. So detect the reintroduced cases, detect the cases to be notified, local transmission causes to determine what are the causes of local transmission. You have to determine RC and PM apply rapid, curative, and preventive measures, both treatment and also prevention. Prevent a reintroduction and possible establishment of malaria commissions. So establish the malaria commissions and maintain malaria-free status in these areas. Malaria-free status should be maintained. Categorization of districts in states and union territories are given is not in elimination phase in the with API less than 1. So categorization should be done for the states and unions. In the states again districts. In districts again PHC blocks and subcenters and villages. So for the sake of eligible for elimination phase, yes. Then so district as the unit of planning and implementation. This is the benefit. State, union territories, and the district, blocks, subcenters, villages. Subcategorization of districts into blocks, into its primary health centers, into its subcenters, and subcenters into its villages. Stratification can be done up to the subcenter level. So from state to subcenter level, highest to lowest. Each district satisfies its PHC and subcenters with their population 5 stratas. So what are the 5 stratas? So the 5 stratas are categorized each district as per the PHC and subcenters with their populations. 5 stratas. 5 stratas stratification of PHC analysis with their populations in the district. So 0 cases, AP is more than 0 to less than 1. AP is 1 to less than 2. AP is 2 to less than 5. AP is more than 5. So beginning with less than 1 to more than 5. There are and 0 cases. 0, less than 1, less than 2, and less than 5, more than 5. These are the 5 stratas. Coming to the NVBDC program, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program contains as per the MDG goal of 6 India to combat AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. So malaria is also here mentioned in the MDG 6 goal. And target in hard begin to reverse the incidence of malaria and other diseases to control malaria and others. The approach by EMCP enhanced malaria control project with World Bank. So World Bank will help us. Objectives: reduce malaria morbidity and mortality by 50% by 2012 year and take in 2006 as baseline. So if you take the baseline as 2006, by 2012 it should be reduced by 50%, both morbidity and mortality caused by malaria. Vision: the well-informed and vision of the NVBDC. A well-informed and self-sustained healthy India with equitable access to quality health care from vector-borne diseases. Mission: an integrated. So one is structure, there is the vision. What is the structure? India with quality health care. What is the mission? It is the function. An integrated and accelerated action. Action is a function. 2 words: reducing mortality on account of malaria, dengue, Japanese encephalitis, and by half. So half of the actual number. And the elimination of Kala-Azar by 2010. So totally eliminate Kala-Azar and elimination of lymphatic dialysis. This is the mission. Objectives: to achieve the following targets and indicators. Objective is to achieve the what are the targets are there, what are the indicators are there. Targets are blood examination rate is more than 10%, annual pulse incidence is 1.3 or less, should not be more. Reduction of morbidity by 25% by 2010, by 50% in 2012. Then indicators: Percentage of blood smear or blood slides examined from population under surveillance during that year. How much percentage? Number of lab confirmed malaria cases per 1,000 population, especially API, annual parasite incidence. Number of malaria deaths per 1 lakh. So cases is per 1,000, deaths are per 1 lakh population. Strategies directed against the parasite and vector and enlist involvement of community and practically various preventive measures. Then elimination framework of National Malaria Elimination Framework. Objectives are rapid reduction of transmission in areas with high malaria incidence, interruption of malaria transmission, so reduction of transmission, interruption of malaria transmission, high and low respectively. Then major strategies, disease management, insecticide resistance and legislative measures. Disease management, early case detection and case prompt treatment, and referral to early prevention. Insecticide resistance in vector causes factors, and also legislative measures, civic bylaws and enforcement. Involvement of NGOs and private sector, quality assurance on laboratory diagnosis, long-lasting insecticide treated nets, and it should be last 3 to 5 years. Okay, it has to be verified. Improve efficiency and quality of services. And the major strategy of NVBDCP to improve efficiency and quality of services at primary, secondary, tertiary levels. So that is the NVBDCP major strategy. Then there are various levels of them. One is primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary level, ASHA, Anganwadi worker, and fever treatment depots, and also through drug distribution centers at the PHC, CHC, through surveillance. Secondary, training of medical officers, lab technician, community volunteers for ventilators and medical auditing at the district level. Tertiary, especially at the medical college levels, institutional levels, refers management, rapid diagnostic, RDK, Combitech for all the treatment. It will be blister Combitech like tuberculosis. It will be also like color basis, like red, pink, and green, and yellow, something like that. It will be written as per the 5X and 5-para. And renal diagnosis should be done. Environmental management. Location of human settlement for water supply system. Urban wastewater supply system. So freshwater system, wastewater supply, and sludge disposal, road and railway track construction, victims, quarries, juice, and water resources are beyond the range of mosquito flying. So whatever the beyond range of mosquito flying, only the location of human settlement should be there, not nearer to that. Hydraulic engineering, draining, stream canalizing, lining of streams and canals, land leveling, filling, seepage, and weed control, water management. There should not be any seepage, and weed control should be done, and filling of the pits, and also for the land leveling, and also with engineering aspects, hydraulic engineering. For rural, strategies for rural by NVBDCP, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. So for rural also, early diagnosis and prompt treatment, and also vector control, biological control, personal prophylactic measures, community participation, and also environmental management, and social responsibility also nowadays, in monitoring and evaluation of the program. Coming to the strategies for urban malaria scheme. National Framework for Malaria Elimination under this NMEP is there are certain key indicators to measure the program. Key indicators are there. Key indicators are the impact and outcome. What is the impact by this? What is the outcome by this? Key indicator to measure the program. So by noticing the key indicators, you can measure the program. Number and incidence rate of confirmed malaria cases classified according to sex, age, parasite species, and other relevant parameters. Number and severe malaria cases and case fatality rate, that means deaths. Number of malaria cases in pregnancy, that's also very important because this takes 2 lives. Number and type of malaria foci areas. What are the malaria focused area? Is it 3, 2, 1, or 0 category? Or high incidence or low, high transmission or low transmission? The number of confirmed deaths due to malaria, and also number of states, union territories which have eliminated malaria, currently in the phase of prevention of establishment of local transmission. So already they are already reached the elimination phase, but it should not reach the again establishment of local transmission. For that prevention is needed. That is PRLT. The number of states and territories which are in the elimination phase, they should not go into the other higher phase. Number of states in India which are in pre-elimination phase. Number of states in India which are in intensely control phase should drop to pre-elimination. Pre-elimination should not drop to elimination. Elimination phase should drop to PRLT. That is the prevention of establishment of local transmission. So this is the impact. Now, the outcome. Proportion of population at risk who slept under insecticide treated net, that is long-lasting insecticide net, the previous night. So 1 night is only taken for the proportion of population at risk. Then proportion of population at risk protected by IRS, that is the indoor residual spraying within the past 12 months. So this net is taken as 1 night, IRS is taken as for 1 year or 12 months. Proportion of patients with confirmed malaria received anti-malaria treatment as per national policy in areas eligible for elimination. So are they taking the drugs as per the national policy or not? Proportion of cases investigated and classified, and proportion of foci, proportion of cases in foci investigated and classified. So focal areas also they should be investigated and classified like cases. Proportion of expected monthly reports received from health facilities at the national and sub-national level. So national means total India, sub-national means states, union territories, and districts. Now, Government of India, GOI, approved NVVDCP, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program on convergence from 2003 onwards to 2004. This program controls, this convergence NVVDCP program controls 6 diseases, namely malaria, cholera, malaria, Japanese encephalitis, dengue fever, chikungunya. The program is 100% centrally sponsored in NEFA. So, coming to the strategies for rural area. Previously, we have talked about the malaria, urban, and also NVVDCP convergence. Now, for the strategies for rural areas, EDPT, early diagnosis and prompt treatment, and vector control measures. Under EDPT, complete cure should be done. If it is early diagnosis, maybe suspect case, maybe presumptive case, maybe radical, whether it is radical treatment or is only class 1 class or mixed. Complete cure is necessary for rural areas by EDPT to prevent progression of uncomplicated malaria to severe malaria. So, if you treat the normal malaria or uncomplicated malaria, it won't go towards severe malaria. Prevention of deaths. This is also not only morbidity but also morbidity should be prevented. Prevention of transmission of malaria from one person to another person, from one area to another area. Minimizing risk of selection and drug-resistant parasites. So, what is the selected case? What is the selected focal area for drug-resistant parasite? Suppose if there is any drug resistant to the parasite has some resistance to drug, then you have to avoid like chloroquine and other drugs. You have to go with artemisinin, artemether. Chloroquine is the main anti-malarial agent. If referees for uncomplicated malaria, chloroquine is sufficient. But DDC and FTDs are established for anti-malarial drugs in rural areas. That is the fever treatment depots and also drug distribution centers. As per drug policy of malaria, alternative drugs recommended. Plasmodium falciparum complication due to falciparum infection, and it is only 0.5 to 2% of cases, complications for plasmodium falciparum. But in Norway, it is 3.5%. So it is high in Norway. Mortality is 30 to 50% if not treated the complication due to plasmodium falciparum. So 50% is almost double. So out of 10 people, 5 people will be there if not treated the complications. Treatment. Appropriate malaria drug to save the patient life, to stop the spread of the disease. Investigation. All fever cases for confirmation of malaria by microscopy, rapid diagnostic kit, drugs for confirmed cases. So investigation by microscopy and rapid diagnostic kit, and also treatment by drugs for confirmed cases by the confirmation by the microscopy and RDK. Treat on the basis of clinically suspected cases of malaria with fever, signs and symptoms, or without any causes. Treat with cases with chloroquine. And ASHA's at FTDs, fever treatment reports by RDK, that is the rapid diagnostic kit for diagnosis of plasmodium, falciparum, and others. Radical treatment to all confirmed cases. Radical treatment is the root cause of the parasite should be eliminated. That is the radical treatment. Whether it is the blood stage or liver stage or any other stage. Blood stage, you know that triazolidine, and the liver stage is capmazoid, and other gampersites are there. So it is a radical treatment for all confirmed cases. If treatment failure is more than 10%, change the drug. If there is treatment failure is 10%, change the drug as per the National Malaria Treatment Guidelines. And the aims of the rural and the VDCP, effective treatment policy as per the WHO national policy, the WHO program and also national policy of India. Reduce morbidity and also prevent progression of uncontrolled disease and severe potentially fatal disease, and reduce malaria mortality, morbidity, and mortality. Reduce the impact of placental malaria infection and maternal malaria through personal protection methods by use of integrated techniques. So integrated techniques will be very useful to reduce the maternal malaria. Effective treatment policy as per the WHO national policy, prevent or delay the development of anti-malaria drug resistance. So prevent it, if it is not possible, delay the drug resistance development. By correct diagnosis, rational treatment of all malaria hospitals. Should not diagnose the PV as PV and PF and PF as PV. So, correct diagnosis. And National Red Cross and Malaria Division in 1992 periodically reviewed the chemotherapy by DGHS. That is the Director General of Health Services. Vector control. You know, vector control has a lot of stages. Chemical control, biological control, personal prophylactic measures. Chemical control use of IRS, indoor residual spray with insecticides or larvicides, especially a bait with potable water, recommended under the program. And also malathion fogging for aerosol spray. So, indoor residual, a bait, and aerosol spray, malathion fogging. Biological control use of larvivorous fish. So, you know that gambusia fish, they will eat the larva of the mosquitoes. larvae waters fish. In ornamental tanks, fountains, biological properties. Personal prophylactic measures that individuals, communities can take up. People, use of mosquito repellents, liquids, oils, nets. So these are the personal protective measures. Screening of the houses with wire mesh, use of helmets treated with insecticidal spray, wearing cloths that cover maximum surface area of the body, community participation, sensitizing and involving the community for the detection of Anopheles breeding places, so sources, so that we can reduce the sources and through elimination. NGOs in program strategies, collaboration with ASOCHAM and also FIXI, other organizations, the CIA. Environmental management source and reduction methods. So what are the environmental management and source reduction methods? One is source reduction is filling of the breeding places. We have to fill it so that no larva can breed. Paper cover of the stored water. We cover the water storage, stored water. And also channelizing of breeding sources. We have to channelize it so that flow will be there. In monitoring and evaluation of the program, we have to monitor what is the evaluation, whether it is good or bad, change the program. Monthly computer-based management information system, MCMIS, monthly computer-based management information system. Field visits by SNP, that is the state national program officers, and field visits by malaria research centers, ICMR institutes. So I think at this stage, I will stop, especially the urban malaria scheme is there, another program strategies. We will continue in the next class, and we will discuss about the other programs also like Kala Azar, elephantiasis, malaria elephantiasis, and also dengue fever, so on and so forth. Around total 6 diseases are there. So, any doubts you have? There are no doubts. In the next class, we will discuss about the remaining NVBDC program along with other 5 diseases along the malaria. Malaria is a very, very big one, like national tuberculosis or leprosy or other diseases like polio. So it's also very important in the point of examination. Read it thoroughly, especially NVBDC components, strategies, and also urban malaria scheme, rural malaria scheme, and also framework for the national program, and also identification, and also treatment modalities and protective measures. And with that, next week we'll meet again. You have any doubts? Okay, see you in the next week. Good luck. This okay? This okay?